Credit Union, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Our coverage is also brought to you by Ascension St. Thomas, official hospital partner of MTSU. Now, here is your host, the voice of the Lady Raiders, Dick Palmer.
Thank you and welcome in to Rick Ansel Live, coming to you from the Boulevard Bar and Grill, our favorite sports bar and grill, right across from the campus of Middle Tennessee State University. We're here every Monday night at 6 o'clock through the remainder of the basketball season. Welcome in, Coach Ansel.
Hey, what a night, what a night. Another full house, Dick.
Great crowd. They've learned to get here a little bit earlier than normal, Coach, to get a good table, huh?
Well, you better. You know, I had to get Deb and me had to get here early tonight for us to get a table.
Okay, what was this you were telling me about the billboards?
There's billboards in Nashville, Knoxville, Chattanooga, and somewhere else that has got the Lady Raiders on there. Oh, Nashville, Knoxville, Murfreesboro, and Memphis. And then the ad saying that there are 21 in the nation.
Right.
So
that is one of that's our number one headline, folks, brought to you by the Murfreesboro Post, Rutherford County's local newspaper. Subscriptions to the Post, just $20 a year for 52 issues. Go online at murfreesboropost.com. And here are your headlines. As of today, Middle Tennessee has moved up 2 spots to number 21 in the Associated Press poll this week. The Raiders have won 16 straight games, which is tied for the 3rd longest in the nation in women's basketball. And it's also the 5th longest in program history.
I think we had 119 votes today, and a team north of us, I think, had 30 maybe. So pretty proud of our bunch.
Raiders have also checked in at number 20 in the net rankings and lead Conference USA and are 8th in the country in scoring margin. That's the difference in the overall scores between us and our opponents. That's 19.8 points per game better than our opponents over the entire season. The Raiders are 12th nationally and lead Conference USA in field goal percentage defense. I know you got to be proud of that stat, Coach, because that just shows you how this team has worked hard on their defense.
Well, they're really, really checking in. I mean, Matt, Nina, Kim, Tom, that's one of the things we work on every day. And we you know, when you get a little bit bored and doing other things, you can always go back to the defensive end of the floor. And right now, you know, even today they were out there correcting some things. And if we buy into that, we're going to be a little bit better defensively than we are right now. We're going to need that. We're going to need that when we get down the road. We play bigger teams and maybe faster teams. And, you know, we're going to be able to have to click in on that defensive end.
The Raiders are 16th in the country in scoring defense, giving up just 54.5 points a game, and are forcing just under 18 turnovers and have 9 steals a game. And this other stat, the Raiders have held their last 8 opponents to less than 60 points a game. The 2 opponents last week, less than 50 points a game.
Well, we played good defense last week. We had to. Florida Atlantic was a good team. They showed us that when they came back and cut it to 8. But then we kind of changed our demeanor and got back into the race change and pushed it on out to, I think, 16, 17 points. Yeah. And then Florida International was averaging right at 70 points a game. And we held them to like 41 points. So I was very, very proud of our team Saturday. I was not real proud of our third quarter on Thursday, I can tell you that. You probably heard that during your interview after the game.
Yeah. And one other note about numbers. The Raiders have played 11 conference games. They've won all of them, of course, and only 2 opponents in conference games have scored more than 60 points a game on the Raiders. The rest have been 60 or less, and that accounts for that big scoring differential.
Well, we just got to be cautious. We're halfway through I think 11 games. We got 9 more games left. We just got to be be cautious. We go out and play the game, play on the defensive end, rebound the basketball, hit our free throws, check into our scouting reports, and we're going to be all right. But we can't just become complacent. We can't. If we do, then someone's going to slip up on us, and then it's back to a race. We got a chance now to take care of this thing the next couple of weeks, and that's what we need to do.
Yeah, and like you said, it was tough breaking into the top 25, but it may be even tougher to stay there.
Well, there's probably as many people pulling against us to drop out of that top 25 as everybody in here that's pulling for us. So we got to know that. Not everybody's happy that you're in the top 25 because we're not a Power 5 school, as maybe some people think. But basketball-wise, we fit in the Power 5 because if I go in, I said this the other night, we've had buyouts from several SEC schools that gave us money not to come back and play the game on their campus. So Chris Massaro, and when I retire, I may make that public of all those, because it's a little embarrassing when you're sitting there and your football team has won 8 national championships and you're sending $50,000 to Murfreesboro to keep us from coming on campus.
Yeah, and I know you'd rather play the game, but it's good to be paid not to play, I guess, sometimes. But then you got to scramble and find another game to play.
Well, the one person that you could trust was Pat Summitt. When Pat Summitt told you that this is the way it's going to be. Now, Pat drove a hard bargain because she said, hey, you come to Knoxville twice, we'll come to Murfreesboro once. I said, you got it. Now, I ain't going to Knoxville twice. I'll go once to Knoxville and they can come here. But I'm not going there twice for a 2-1. Maybe that's what they want, but right now I feel like we're as good as they are. And our RPI and also our net ranking is better than theirs. So, maybe I need to drive a contract where they come to us twice and we go to them once.
Yeah, when you get to that point, you know you've arrived. All right, we'll take a break, and we'll be back with more Rick Ensel Live coming away from the Boulevard Bar and Grill on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
For close to a century, doctors and care teams at Ascension St. Thomas Rutherford have been dedicated to delivering compassionate, personalized care to Rutherford County and surrounding communities. We are leading the way with new services and healthcare options, and we continue to make significant investments in Rutherford County. In 2023, we're opening Tennessee's first neighborhood hospital at Westlawn, and expansions at our Rutherford Hospital campus are underway. Find all the care you need at ascension.org/St. Thomas Rutherford.
This holiday, whether you're roasting a Kroger Simple Truth turkey for 40 or making a Murray's Baked Brie for 2, whether you're baking a pie with fresh Cosmic Crisp apples like Grandma's or ordering private selection cream pies when Grandma's pie is all gone, Kroger has fast, fresh delivery and free pickup, so you can make holiday meals that bring you all together to create memories that last. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
Put Lee Company on your team to keep you and your family warm this season. Their expert technicians can perform a 22-point inspection and tune-up to ensure your HVAC system is good no matter how cold it gets. Their expert technicians can perform a 22-point inspection and tune-up to ensure your HVAC system is good to go no matter how cold it gets. And while you're at it, ask them how to get endless hot water by installing an energy-efficient tankless water heater. Schedule your appointment today at leecompany.com or give them a call at 615-867-1000. Lee Company, all you need.
Hi, this is Coach Nick McDevitt. Ascend Federal Credit Union is the proud sponsor and exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Visit Ascend's branch just off campus at 2316 East Main Street or any of their 3 other Murfreesboro locations. You can also keep track of your accounts and deposit checks on the go with Ascend's mobile app. For a complete list of services, ATMs, and locations, visit ascend.org. Ascend is federally insured by the NCUA.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing, update your information, and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company.
For 82 years, Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name in heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses.
Call 1-888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown.
RoscoeBrown.com.
The Blue Raiders on News Radio WGNS.
Welcome back into Rick Hensel Live, coming to you from the Boulevard Bar and Grill here on this rather wintry Monday evening, and I think it's going to get even more wintry here while we're in Texas, Coach. We might miss all that winter weather.
I hope so.
Blue Raider fans, get ahead of the game with the best home services team in town. For all of your heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and home improvement needs, Lee Company is the team to call, 615-867-1000 or leecompany.com. Well, let's talk about that Thursday game, Coach. This would be the first game we would have played since we broke into the top 25. So you have to be wary about that, I guess, a little bit. And we also had the Florida Atlantic team, which is much improved from a year ago. They came in at 11-7, and they were 4-5 in the league, and coming off a very close loss to Western Kentucky in Bowling Green.
Well, they're very well coached. They've got some pretty good athletes. I mean, they know how to play the game. They start 3 or 4 seniors, so I was more concerned about their experience coming in than I was anything. They had played a lot of people close. They'd won some close games. But, they're getting into the meat of the schedule now. They're playing us. They're playing Western. UTEP's coming up and a few more. So, La Tech. So, there's some good teams in our conference. I'm telling you, there's some very good teams. Now, those teams you're not going to look and see them in the top 25 of the country. But they're well coached, and they've got good athletes. And just on any night, if they shoot the ball well and you have an off night, they can beat you.
No doubt about that. And they've beaten some people. And we got off to a great start, 22-7 in the first quarter, and kept pouring it on in the second quarter. And 38-14 at halftime. People were kind of breathing a sigh of relief, I guess, because it's going to be an easy second half, right?
Well, I wasn't, because I felt like we should have probably been 45, 50, something like that in 14, to be honest with you. Then we come out of the dressing room and we got to playing the scoreboard. We got to looking at the scoreboard. Next thing you know, it's a 7-point game or 8-point game. And so, but with them, we were able to take it on out and win the game, 63-48. So that was, 15 points. So, but still, I was not satisfied after the game. We can't do that. We're not going to be able to get by playing good teams like that.
How does a team that shot 5 out of 24 in the first half come out and shoot 10 out of 15 in the second half and hit a couple of threes, and they just got them back in the game?
Well, we shot some threes, and they were long rebounds, and they pushed the ball and were able to do that. We didn't match up in our transition defense. It was very easy. They got a couple of easy baskets, and then they got a couple of threes, and next thing you know, they're rolling downhill. Finally, our guys got it together and was able to put a stop to it. But still, good basketball teams, they don't do that.
And in the fourth quarter, they actually cut it to 8 points at one time. In the fourth quarter, you started to taking the ball inside to the post. And Ksenia Maleshka scored 12 of her 25 points in the fourth quarter. Jada Granum got the other 2. So all 14 points we scored in that fourth quarter were from your post players.
Well, we were trying to get the ball inside before then, but we were taking shots that we shouldn't have been taking. We were taking long threes. But really, we missed, I think Tom and Matt, Kim, and them came to me, and I think there may have been 5 possessions in a row, and 3 or 4 of those were wide open threes that we missed that we usually hit. We hit those shots. It's not even a game, but we didn't hit them. And it just let the momentum slipped away from us, and they grabbed it up and they ran with it.
And I think probably because of that, practice got ramped up just a little bit on Friday, did it not?
Well, we couldn't go real hard because we had to play FIU, and we felt like FIU was as good as them, but we had to prepare ourselves for FIU. But I think they sensed that my attitude wasn't real good, and Matt and Kim and Nina and Tom, I kind of let them take things over, but I just kind of stood in the background, but they knew I wasn't real happy.
Coach, I think I know that feeling from back when I was tried to play.
Yeah.
You know when the coach is not happy. He doesn't have to say a word.
I was not real happy Thursday night, I'll tell you, because we'd just come so far. We've been ranked, and we've got there now. So many teams before us, the last 10 or 12 years has been trying to get to this point. We've stood on their shoulders and that foundation to get there. Now you've got there. Let's don't get complacent. Let's keep it, because not only have these players worked hard, but the players that came before them worked just as hard and maybe didn't get the win or maybe didn't get the break that they needed. But they got it. We're there. Now let's take advantage of it.
All right. That's a good note to take a break on. We'll take a break. Back with more Rick Hensel Live on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Every week, our Blue Raiders go the extra mile to make sure they're at their very peak. At Sunbelt Bakery, they do the same thing to make sure their granola bars are at their peak. Every week, Sunbelt Bakery brings new batches of granola bars from their bakery to your neighborhood. That's why Sunbelt Bakery's granola bars taste like they just baked them. Because they did. Try a Sunbelt Bakery granola bar today and taste the difference. Sunbelt Bakery. Bakery fresh taste. No preservatives.
Hey, basketball fans, this is Coach Hensel, and I want to talk some trash. No, not about the game. I want to talk about litter problems on our roadways. Did you know that the Tennessee Department of Transportation spends over $23 million each year just to pick up the litter? There's over 100 million pieces of litter on our roadways at any given time, making our state unsightly and unsafe. Litter harms our highways, our waterways, even our wildlife. So let's do something about it. Don't litter. Remind others not to. And report littering when you see it. We can beat litter, but only if we're on the same team. Join the movement today. Visit NobodyTrashesTennessee.com.
MT Dining is eating made easy. With more than 19 dining locations, you'll never run out of variety on campus. Whether it's Chick-fil-A, Steak and Shake, or Starbucks, we've got the brands you love right here. Need a quick snack or Scantron? Stop by one of the 6 pods on campus. And try out MT Dining's new Farm to Fork experience. Farmers Market now open. Located in the Student Union. Visit mtdining.com for more information. Or visit our office in the Keithley University Center, room 202.
Blue Raider fans, with more local brews than ever before, you are sure to find a local favorite this season in the Blue Raider Beer Garden. Enjoy the thrill of the game at the Blue Raider Beer Garden and try our selection of brews from Cedar Glade Brews, Mayday Brewery, or Life is Brewing. All available for your tasting pleasure in the Blue Raider Beer Garden above Section D in the Murphy Center. Thank you, Cedar Glade Brews, Mayday Brewery, and Life is Brewing for your support of MTSU Athletics.
Las Casas Drugs is a proud sponsor of Blue Raider Athletics, located at 4702 Las Casas Pike, just minutes from Murfreesboro. Las Casas Drugs strives to provide all of your pharmaceutical needs in that hometown atmosphere you deserve. Family-owned and operated, Las Casas Drugs offers free delivery, immunizations, drive-through window, gift shop, merchandise, and medication management programs. Come by and see how we can make a difference. And go Blue Raiders.
Hey Blue Raiders fans, the Mint Gaming Hall Kentucky Downs is a proud partner of your Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. For good times and big wins, the Raiders and the Mint Gaming Hall deliver both. Located close by in Franklin, Kentucky, the Mint Gaming Hall is your spot for great food, cold drinks, and big jackpots. Ready for dinner? The all-new Iron Steakhouse awaits you. Come hungry and be prepared to be impressed. Check out themintgaming.com for all the details. Get your big hit today.
The Blue Raiders on News Radio WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna.
Welcome back into Rick Hensel Live, coming to you from the Boulevard Bar and Grill here on this Monday night. At Tri-Green Equipment, they know the value of teamwork. They have the tractor packages with the implements you need. Get started online at trigreenequipment.com. and score a new John Deere tractor package at a comfortable low monthly payment price. Try Green Equipment, a tried and true partner of Blue Raider Athletics. And Coach, your tried and true partner is in the crowd tonight.
She is. She is. And I'm proud she's with us. Deb came tonight. She's back in the back with a wave, Deb. They don't recognize you with that white cap on.
Well, she got to come to the game Thursday. I'm sure she gave you some tips after the game to use in practice Friday.
No, not really. She didn't say much to me Thursday night, I'll tell you that. But she got her cast off today, so she'll be around more often now.
That's great. Glad to have you back, Deb.
Dr. McKissick, our team doctor, he takes care of her.
So we go to Saturday, coming off a win Thursday in a pretty tough practice on Friday and a good shoot-around on Saturday morning. And we've got Florida International coming in. And they, too, came in with a winning record, both overall and in the conference. So they came in, I'm sure, with a mindset that they were going to knock off the number 23 team in the country.
Well, Florida Atlantic had beaten them twice, and so they just gave them confidence to see Florida Atlantic playing us close. And so they came in right away. They jumped out on us, I think, 8 or 9 points, something like that. We finally got it together defensively. I didn't say a whole lot. I just kind of wanted to watch, and we got together defensively, took the lead, I think, at the end of the first quarter, and then came back out the second quarter. When did we end up? 17-6 second quarter.
Yep.
And they were up 15-12 at the first quarter, and then came back 18-10 and 20-10. So, you know, we've got a very good basketball team, and they play good together. They share the ball. They like each other. I'm very happy to be their coach, but we just got to know that we've got a target on our back now, and even more now, 21. So we can't afford these little where we just quit scoring or quit playing defense.
It's funny how these quarters go. You know, you come out, you have a really good first quarter Thursday, not so good Saturday, but then you come back and have a great second quarter.
Well, it's just that's a sign of a good basketball team. You know what you got to do. You lock in, you do it. I've referenced this to every show that we've been on, and also in your pregame and postgame. But our coaching staff does such a great job of preparing our team that we know everything that they're going to do. Matt, Kim, Nina, and Tom are responsible for getting that done. And they're working from like 7 in the morning till we leave in the afternoon, and then taking it to the game floor with the girls. And like today and tomorrow and Wednesday, we'll be traveling, but we'll get there if we got a practice time from 1 to 3 in El Paso. And we'll be going strictly over what to expect from that team.
And a lot of the turnovers that the opponents have are the result of that. They had FAU had 23 turnovers Thursday. FIU had 18 on Saturday, and you can attribute maybe more than half of those to what they've learned on the scouting reports.
Well, that's why you put them out. I mean, with the technology the way it is to now, I think Tom's in the background, Tom Hodges, and he's got like two different internet sources he goes to are on scouting, and we know every dribble, every pass, every tendency that every girl's got. Everybody else has got that on us too, but it's not like it used to be where you go sit in the gym and you get done your scouting on your own. Now you've got companies that do that. We buy their scouting service, and then Tom and Matt, Nina, and Kim take those scouting services. Tom in particular, Hodges, that's his job. He puts them together, and then he has to get with that person. I think UTEP, Nina's got that scout. Right. And then I think San Antonio, Kim's got that scout. So they're already working on both of those teams.
So when you're watching the game and you see Ksenia just step through a passing lane and intercept a pass, that didn't just happen. That was because she knew the pass was going to be made, and she timed it just right. And when you see Courtney cutting in front, knocking the ball free, Whitson and Courtney Blakely, who's just quick as a cat, really plays havoc with the other team.
It's just, really when you go over it, you go over it, and go over it. Plus, when we're on the plane, they've got access to all that on their phones. So you take the 2-hour flight into Dallas, or I think we're going through Austin, Dick. I'm not for sure. And then
going to go through Austin city limits?
You might want to ask Eddie. I think Eddie's got us going through Austin. I don't know. But anyway, they've got that. They got 4 or 5 hours that they can spend some time on their phone and iPads and see what's going on, watch games.
One other thing I wanted to point out about the game Saturday, the stat sheet said we had 46 points in the paint.
That's
46.
Right. That's layups and also, whatever.
Yeah, only 20 of those were by the post players. So that means that we did get a lot of layups.
Well, what that means is that they were doing a good job executing their offense. Again, that came from the scouting report. We knew coming off that our guards were going to be able to get to the basket. And Jalen, I think, ended up missing 6 layups in that game. I'm not for sure. You put that on top of what we did, but you got Courtney and you got Savannah. You got Jalen, and you got Lex that were able to take the ball to the basket. And when you can do that, it makes scoring a lot easier.
Another interesting note, defensively, we gave up 6 field goals in the first quarter. 3 of those were 3-pointers, and that was the reason we were trailing. But then the rest of the game in quarters 2, 3, and 4, we gave up a total of 9 for the rest of the game. That's an average of 3 a quarter.
9 3-pointers.
You'll take 3 a quarter, won't you?
What, 3-pointers?
3 baskets.
Oh, 3 baskets. Yeah, I'll take that, but I won't take no 9 3-pointers. I think, just getting ready to throw up here, Dick.
So anyway, the Raiders defense really stood tall on Saturday and limited FIU to a total of just 41 points.
Everything now we're going to be second time around except UTEP. So they know what we're going to do. We know what they're going to do. Now it's going to come down really to the coaching staffs and the players executing what our coaching staff needs to be doing.
So as UTEP is our opponent coming up
This
Thursday.
will be the first time we met them.
Yeah, and we've played everybody else at least one time.
Right.
Okay. All right, we're going to have player interviews coming up next. And I think you're in for a treat tonight because we've got our 4 freshmen coming in. Now that's the 4 freshmen. That's not a vocal group. That's our 4 first-year players we've got coming in. And the first segment, Robert Sampson is going to be talking to Gracie Hamby and Miyoshi Mason. And the second segment to Lene Riley and Tamia Scott. So that's coming up in the next couple of segments.
4 good ones. 4 good ones. I'm telling you.
And I'll be back with Coach Ensel. We'll come back after that and wrap things up. But right now we're going to take a break. Player interviews coming up next on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
The way we do work has changed. Where we work, how we work, and the day-to-day challenges we face as businesses have evolved. As organizations continue to adapt, RJ Young is here to help. We're your one-stop for technology solutions that power your business. Whether it's office technology and equipment, managed IT services, business process outsourcing, or digital communications, we can help make your workflows easier, faster, and more efficient so your team can focus on the core of your business. To learn more about what RJ Young can do for you, visit themodernoffice.com.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
Hey Blue Raider fans, this is Dr. Mark Hardison with Middle Tennessee Oral and Implant Surgery. We are so proud to be able to serve the Blue Raider teams and their families when they need wisdom teeth removed, dental implants, or other specialty oral care. Our mission is to provide health care as it should be, providing compassion, availability, and excellence to every one of our patients. We deeply appreciate the support of your business as we join in supporting our team. Let's go Blue!
We're going to get into our routine with daily Tennessee jackpot. You got $1? Let's have some fun with it. Let's get those numbers going. How many are we picking? And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Let's go. All of us Tennesseans are having fun now. Let's play and play.
Work out a win with drawings every day when you play Daily Tennessee Jackpot. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Winning requires the right game plan. Like the impressive towing and payload you'll only find in the 2023 Ford F-150 truck. No wonder Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. The 2023 Ford F-150. Greatness starts here. Visit your local Ford dealer or buyfordnow.com. Based on 1977 to 2022 calendar year total sales.
The Blue Raiders play here. News Radio WGNS.
And welcome back to Rick Insel Live from the Boulevard, right off the edge of campus here at Middle Tennessee State University in the heart of Murfreesboro. We've got two of our freshman student athletes joining us here for this segment of the show, Gracie Hamby and Miyoshi Mason. Gracie Hamby, a 5'8 guard from right here in Murfreesboro, Blackman High School graduate. And we'll start with you, Gracie, and as the crowd welcomes the local favorite. You won a state championship back in 2021, as we get a couple things adjusted here with the headsets. A state championship back in 2021. You got to play on the floor here. And how much are you looking forward to getting off this injury and getting back on that floor that you've had some success on in the past?
Oh, I'm hungry. I'm ready to start playing. I'm so eager. It was such a fun game. That was such a great time. Just like an experience that every high school athlete wants to experience. But yeah, I'm just so excited to get back. I was getting confident there towards right before we started games, and then tore my ACL, and it was hard. But I'm so excited to get back, and June can't come soon enough.
I know you've been starting to go through some stretching and different things like that with the team, so you're starting to get integrated back in off the injury. So big things to come from Gracie Hamby, who earned All-State Tournament honors back in 2021, All-District honors, All-District Tournament team, All-Region honors, all those things. Your father, I believe, is here tonight. We saw him in the back, a former Blue Raider football player. What's it mean to play at MTSU with that tradition in your family?
Oh, it's just really cool. Like, my dad is just I love him so much. So it's just so cool to just be a part of just a little piece of the tradition at MTSU. So, yep.
We're going to bring Miyoshi Mason, as we like to call her, a 6'4" center from Lebanon, Tennessee, in the city's namesake high school, Lebanon High. She averaged 11 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks a game as a 4-year letter winner at that school just north of here. What's it been like this year to be battling every day, going up against some really good post players? This group has a lot of depth, and it's a very competitive group as well.
It's been very different, like coming from high school and then coming here. It was harder to start with, but I'm starting to adapt and trying to get better with my teammates because they are, more experienced, and I'm just trying to learn off them.
Question for both of you, if you'd share with the crowd what you're majoring in, and also maybe what has been your favorite class you've had so far as you all have gotten now into your second semester here in Murfreesboro.
I'm majoring in personal finance, and my favorite class has probably been I'm going to say the class that I'm in right now. It's my argumentative writing with Miss Lynn.
Okay.
My major is marketing, and I think my favorite class so far was my history class. I got to talk about a lot of things, and learn a lot of things in that class that I didn't do in high school. So it was cool.
We've got a couple of our staff here from our communications and creative group. And if you look at the end of every game, there's all these great pictures up there of these guys right here really rooting on their team at the end of the bench and doing some great things, getting everybody hyped, getting everything excited. You see those pictures all the time on the end of the game score graphics that they post. What has been your favorite moments so far as you look back on this 16-game win streak and 18-2 start to the season? Let's start with you, Gracie.
Probably the Louisville game. I went crazy. I started running. I don't know why I was running. I can't run. But I was so hyped. Like, that was such a fun game. Just the atmosphere and just a huge win for our program. So,
Lush?
My favorite game would be the Lock Tech game. I felt like it was a lot of energy from the bench, the team, the crowd. It was just all around fun for me. That was probably my favorite game.
One of those dominant conference wins that Coach has been talking about earlier tonight that's helped this team secure a number 21 ranking nationally so far this year. As the crowd loves that. Definitely here. What part of your games are you focused on working on the most as you look towards next season and the future and earning that playing time coming up? Mush, you want to start with that one?
Mine is being more aggressive. I feel like that's where I can do better, and is being more aggressive, like in the paint.
Okay.
For me, definitely developing my three-point shot. In high school, I played my junior and senior year. I played the 4 and 5. So it had been a while since I played that guard position, and my three just was not there. So I worked over the summer, just every day in the gym, getting up shots on that shooting machine. I had to get my three down. So when I come back, just developing that three-pointer again is just my main focus.
Well, we're going to get a couple more of your teammates here in just a moment on air with us. Gracie Hamby and Miyoshi Mason, we appreciate you all joining us tonight. We will return on Rick Insel Live on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Hey, basketball fans, this is Coach Insel, and I want to talk some trash. No, not about the game. I want to talk about litter problems on our roadways. Did you know that the Tennessee Department of Transportation spends over $23 million each year just to pick up the litter? There's over 100 million pieces of litter on our roadways at any given time, making our state unsightly and unsafe. Litter harms our highways, our waterways, even our wildlife. So let's do something about it. Don't litter. Remind others not to. And report littering when you see it. We can beat litter, but only if we're on the same team. Join the movement today. Visit NobodyTrashesTennessee.com.
Hey, Blue Raider fans, Chip Walters here. Lightning's Locker Room, powered by Textbook Brokers, is the place to get your Blue Raider gear. Open Monday through Friday from 8 to 6 and Saturdays from 10 to 4. Lightning's Locker Room is just across the street from Floyd Stadium at 1321 Greenland Drive. It has all the MT polos, hoodies, T-shirts, hats, and all the other game day gear you'll ever need. See the selection online at mtsugear.com or at Gate 2A on game days. Lightning's Locker Room, the official game day provider, powered by Textbook Brokers.
You buy something because you found it at a low price, and soon you realize it's no bargain because you really needed something better. It happens all the time, especially with car insurance. But the good news is you can get the right coverage at the right price. Just talk to me, State Farm Agent Bud Morris. I'll help you get the right coverage at a price that's right for you. Call me at 893-1417 today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Bud Morris, providing insurance and financial services.
You know that sound anywhere. It's the crisp crunch of that first nacho chip. With its perfect cheese to sour cream ratio sitting atop a layer of delicious beans, it's a sip away from perfection. That's what we're looking for. Add a delicious, refreshing Pepsi and we've achieved absolute nacho nirvana. Because while you can pile those nachos high with every spicy, cheesy, savory topping, there's no topping a cool Pepsi finish. Nachos, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
We're gonna get into our routine with Daily Tennessee Jackpot. You got $1? Let's have some fun with it. Let's get those numbers going. How many are we picking? And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Let's go. All of us Tennesseans are having fun now. Let's play and play.
Work out a win with drawings every day when you play Daily Tennessee Jackpot. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
We are back with another segment
News
of
Radio WGNS, the flagship station for Blue Raider sports.
Back with another segment on Rick Insel Live from the Boulevard, right off the edge of campus here at Middle Tennessee State University. We've got two more of our freshmen joining us, Tamia Scott and Lene Riley. And Tamia, let's talk a little about you to get this thing going. A 6-foot guard from Clarksville, Tennessee. You traveled across the greater Nashville area to join us here in Murfreesboro. Over 2,044 points in her prep career. A finalist for Miss Basketball in the state of Tennessee. Reflect on your high school career a little bit for us. What were some of the biggest moments for you throughout that time?
As soon as I came into high school, I had to step up, because my team wasn't that good, in the past years. So it was a lot of pressure on me as a freshman coming in, but I had great success in high school. I'm just looking forward to carry that throughout my college career. Some of my highs in high school were Miss Basketball, like you said, and also just getting opportunities to go play in, things like the Iverson Classic and stuff like that, just broadcasting my talents.
4-year letter winner, a 2-time district MVP, and 2-time all-district tournament selection. Tamia averaged 23.5 points, 8.9 rebounds, 3.2 blocks while shooting 48% from the field during her senior season. 4 brothers and 2 sisters. Big family.
Big family. They all support me so well. I'm thankful for them.
And younger, older? What's that
most
age
of
range?
them are older. I have 2 younger siblings.
So did you go up and play against them and different things a lot? Is
I
that what made you
did.
tough on the court?
Yeah, they made me very competitive, so I guess I can thank them for that.
But you're the best athlete in the family, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Without
definitely.
question.
No question at
Okay.
all.
Lene, a 6'2" forward from Akron, Ohio, and Archbishop Hoban High School, a Greater Cleveland Sports Commission Female High School Athlete of the Year finalist. Lene, glad you are with us tonight. Tell us a little bit about your high school career. What sticks out? What's the greatest memory from your time playing high school basketball?
My greatest memory was my teammates. They were all supportive, and we all got along well. My freshman and my junior year, we went to the state finals, so that was a big moment for me.
Where did they play the state finals up in Ohio?
My freshman year, it was at Dayton University, and my junior year, I think it was at Ohio State.
Okay. You were the Cleveland.com Girls Basketball Player of the Year as a senior and is the number 4 all-time leading scorer in our high school's history with over 2,000 points. Let's talk a little bit about what led both of you here to Murfreesboro. What is both your major and your favorite class you've taken so far? Tamia, why don't you start us out?
My major is graphic design. I wanted to take the funner route of college. My favorite class would probably be 2D design. It's pretty much just learning how to draw. So that's my favorite class.
Okay.
My major is nursing with the minor in Spanish. My favorite class is anatomy and physiology.
Okay. It's been an exciting season so far, and Tamia, you've made some great contributions coming off the bench with a 47.2% shooting average so far, 1.7 rebounds, and 2.6 points in your 17 appearances so far. When both of you look at the season so far, what is the highlight for you?
The highlight, probably just getting recognition, for being such a talented team, top 25 in the nation. That's incredible. That's unimaginable, honestly. So those are probably the highlights, and just getting to play Louisville and the Memphis teams and teams like that.
Lene, what's your favorite moment so far?
Like Tamia said, my favorite moment would be ranked in the top 25. It's not an experience that a lot of college players get, and I'm honored to be on this team.
A lot of people don't realize how many different cities that these kids get the chance to travel to. This weekend we'll be in El Paso, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, just coming off a trip down to Birmingham, Alabama. What has been your favorite city so far that you've been in?
Vegas, for sure.
Vegas.
Vegas.
Okay.
The money city, Vegas.
Okay. Lynette?
Vegas.
Vegas? Any reason that was exciting? Anything stick out? Any moment? Any place that the team went to or saw?
Well, mine's a little more personal. My family went on a trip to Vegas, and I did not go. So I kind of missed out on the opportunity. So I got to go, basketball, and I guess that made up for it.
Okay.
Mine was Vegas because my family was also there, and the food was really good.
What was your favorite food while we were out there?
The ice cream.
The ice cream.
The
Every
gelato.
time the team would get off the elevator, there's an ice cream shop right there. It was tempting them every time they got out of that elevator. And that is where the current 16-game winning streak started for this team. 18-2 now on the season. As we thank our final two freshmen for joining us, Tamia Scott, Lene Riley, earlier tonight, Gracie Hamby, Miyoshi Mason. We appreciate them taking time out of their busy schedules here in the second week of school for the spring semester to join us here at Rick Insel Live. Coach will be back in just a moment with Dick when we return on Rick Insel Live on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic is proud to be the official medical group of MTSU Athletics. We all win big when we work as a team for better health. Just like MTSU's athletes and coaches, our healthcare professionals work tirelessly to make our community proud. At MMC, we really are true blue. MTSU is our hometown team, and your health is our mission. Visit mmclinic.com or call us at 615-893-4480.
It's never lost on Window World that your home is your largest physical investment. Window World's integrity can be noticed from your very first moment of contact. The clean, professional installation of premium windows, siding, doors, and more are designed to last while leaving your home looking amazing. Window World and their lifetime warranty will always be there when it really matters. They're America's most trusted remodeler and a proud partner of Middle Tennessee State University Athletics because the difference is integrity and always in the detail.
Whether you go online or go in person, City Auto in Murfreesboro is where
1,
you
2,
go
3,
to
4.
see a gazillion cars and choose the one that's right for you. And there's no better time to go than now because we have a bigger, brand new facility. It's the easy, comfortable, convenient way to find what you're looking for. Remember, cityauto.com is where you go to find your car online. And the all-new City Auto campus in Murfreesboro is where you go to see it in person. Go now, and we'll see you there.
Middle Tennessee Electric proudly supports the Blue Raiders, and we're proud to power the scoreboard lights at Murphy Center. When it comes to the electric service in the community, you can always trust MTE to do what's best for our members. We serve by providing affordable, reliable, safe electricity and outstanding member services. Here at MTE, we serve to make life better for our members and their communities. Visit MTE.com to learn more. And about that scoreboard, well, light it up, Blue Raiders.
You're listening to MTSU Sports on WGNS.
And welcome back in for the final time to Rick Insel Live, coming to you from the Boulevard Bar and Grill here in Murfreesboro. I neglected to remind you folks about the question cards earlier. If you have any questions for the coach, jot them down on the card and we'll get to them before we sign off tonight. Carson Herbert right there will pick them up. If you have a question, just hold it up. He'll come get it. And I do want to remind you that Bud Light is a proud sponsor of MTSU Blue Raiders. All right, Coach, got a big road trip coming up. First, I want to remind you to remind me, and we've got folks listening in Hawaii tonight.
We do. The McKnights, the Weatherspoons. Who else is out there? Anybody else?
Robert told me there were 6 folks out there. Yeah. So I know Hannah will keep a close eye on Don.
That opened the table up in here tonight. It filled up real quick.
It did.
Yeah. They'll have to start at the back again and work their way up.
We'll let them come back next time though if they're here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go to El Paso on Wednesday, and that's never an easy trip, is it?
It's not real bad, Dick. It's just if you can hit, you've got to fly either into Houston or into Dallas. Now, Eddie's got us going through Austin, but, we got to fly into Houston or Dallas one. And then if the plane, if everything goes right, it's all right. But I've gone through there several times that it hadn't gone right. You've either missed your flight or your flight was late getting in, and just a lot of things.
Okay, I thought we'd talk a little bit about the standings and about the league. We're just a little past the halfway point. The team immediately trailing us is Western Kentucky at 8-3, and then
Greg's done a heck of a job. One time he was I don't know, he's got a winning record now, but I think the first time we played him he was like maybe 6-9, 4-8, something like that. But he's done a great job.
Yeah, they are making hay at home. They're 5-1 at home, and you know who that one loss was to.
Oh yeah, I'm glad it was. Yeah.
UTEP is third. They're 6-4, 3-2 on their home court, and they're a pretty tough ball club playing at home.
I think maybe a game or two that they lost, they had a player or two out, maybe with one, I think, with concussion or whatever. But we've had the same problem, but with Savannah, and then we played without Lex for a while. So, we were real fortunate to come through those games, and they were not as fortunate. But they got a good team. They got some seniors also. They've got a good basketball team. Both games are going to be tough games.
Yeah, we've had some shootouts out there. I think we played the tournament out there one year too, didn't we?
We did. We won it.
Won that thing.
We won the tournament.
Yeah.
We had Ebony Rowe, Kiki, Lake and Leonard, Ty. We had a good bunch. And they had beaten us. Southern Miss had beaten us. That's who we played in the finals, and we just blitzed them. I think we ended up winning that by 30 points, maybe 25, 30 points.
I'm looking at the stat sheet today. You can make the stat sheet read any way you want to, but one thing that I think really stood out, our 5 starting players, each of the starting 5 has more assists than turnovers. Sometimes you look at a club and you'll only have 1 or 2 players on the team that have more assists than turnovers. Of course, we lead the league in assist to turnover ratio along with a lot of other categories.
I think if you look at really and truly, we haven't got 5 starters. If you really want to go to starters, it'd be 7. Those 7 players we interchange out all the time. Then you've got Tamia, which comes in, Jada, which comes in. And, the other players that we got, there's not a doubt in my mind they could come in and do a good job. Lene is getting better every single day. And that's what pleases me.
And one thing that's going to help you coming down the stretch in a close game is being able to convert free throws. We've got 5 players shooting 81% or better from the free throw line. I don't think I ever remember us having that many players shooting that good at the free throw line. Knock on wood.
Well, I took the free throw shooting away from all the other coaches. I took control of the free throw shooting.
Yeah, right.
Matt and Kim and all them's got all the rest of the stuff. Thank you, Dick.
After we get through,
that's a lie. That's a lie.
After we get through at UTEP, we're still not through with the road trip. We've got a little trip to San Antonio.
We'll get up Friday morning and we'll get in somewhere a little bit before lunch into San Antonio. It's closer to Nashville from San Antonio than it is to El Paso.
No, I did not.
Yeah. So, we'll get in there and we'll again go to the gym and go to the film room, and we'll be working all day long. And then when it's time to eat and go to bed, I can promise you this bunch of coaches too will eat and go to bed because they'll be tired.
Well, one thing I can tell you about this team, because I eat with them just about every meal, they can put away some food.
Well, Eddie's in charge of making sure that we go to the right restaurant, and he makes sure that the kids are fed, and he does a tremendous job with that, a really, really good job. The stuff that Eddie does, nobody can really see it out It's not in the limelight, but if he didn't do that, then our kids would not be able to perform it the way they perform. And he, you know, we often say coaches, he's a coach also, but he does the stuff behind the scene that doesn't get a lot of praise. But we couldn't do it without him, I'll tell you that.
All right, we've got a couple of late questions.
Even though he does take us through Austin every now and then. When will you be number 10 in the country? I don't know. You know, I hope we get to be number 10 in the country. If we do, we'll be playing the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament here at Murphy Center.
That is a project that's being worked on even as we speak.
The people that are responsible for that was Chris Massaro back a month and a half, 2 months ago, put Robert and Diane in charge of getting all that paperwork done and got it done, presented it, and probably a lot of people laughed at us, if you want to be honest, behind the scenes. But they're not laughing now, because if we continue to win, we're going to put the pressure on them to have to make the decision to come to Murfreesboro with the first couple rounds of the NCAA tournament. So Robert and Diane Turnham are 2 of the guys that was responsible, and Chris gave them that responsibility to get it done. So our AD had enough foresight, and then he put 2 of his best people on the job, and they're the ones that are, if we get that done, it'll be those 2.
I guess it'd be the first time we will have hosted since the Magic Johnson
probably
1976 tournament here.
Probably.
Yep. Got one more?
Is this the last year the tournament's going to be in Texas? I hope so. But, you know, I think our AD, he's just as dissatisfied about it as all of us. But we get outvoted. You know, I don't know about how the vote's going to go, but I do know that they have put some things in action to look at some other places. One of the places that Matt went to Chris on was maybe Destin, going down to Destin and holding the tournament. It'd be 6 hours away. You can drive it, and, you know, you got a lot of things to do. So I'd like to maybe see it go somewhere like that.
Are you in favor of the tournament being on a neutral court, so to speak?
I don't care. We'll win it wherever.
I think I kind of expected that answer.
It don't matter to us. We'll play it on the asphalt if that's where they want the Lady Raiders to play.
Play it in the parking lot.
We don't care.
Okay.
We don't care where we practice. If they got the lights on, the last place we went into practice, I thought Tom and Matt were going to. They were trying to find somebody in charge because they didn't have the lights on. I said, don't bother us. We'll probably shoot better in the dark anyway. So we practiced in the dark. I can't remember where that was at. It was one of the last road trips. Maybe
that wasn't Vegas, was it?
May have been North Texas. I'm not for sure where it was. But it was, I believe it was North Texas. I believe that's where it was at.
When the ball came up, though, the lights came on, and we did very well. All right, we're going to wrap it up here, and thank all you folks for coming out. Another great crowd tonight.
Can't do without them. I tell you, our crowd, our girls talk about it every night. Every single night they talk about our fan base, how loud they get, how supportive they are. It's a topic of conversation every single night in that dressing room.
All right, Coach, got to wrap it up, and appreciate you all coming out tonight. Chip Walters coming up next with Coach McDevitt, and we'll see you next week on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Blue Raider Athletics. Our coverage is also brought to you by Ascension St. Thomas, official hospital partner of MTSU. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Blue Raider Network.
Don't miss a moment of the excitement of Middle Tennessee men's and women's basketball. You'll want to be part of the Murphy Center Madness. Single game tickets are on sale now by going to GoBlueRaiders.com/tickets. Watch every second of Blue Raider men's and women's basketball in the Glass House. Head to GoBlueRaiders.com/tickets.
Middle Tennessee, our town, our team.
Check 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4.
On the Blue Raider Network, from Learfield, welcome to Nick McDevitt Live. Blue Raider basketball is presented by Bud Light, it's for the fans. Ascend Federal Credit Union, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. And by Ascension St. Thomas, official hospital partner of MTSU. Now, here is your host, the voice of the Blue Raiders, Chip Walters.
Welcome in tonight to the Boulevard on just off the MTSU campus. Glad to have you here with us on this chilly Monday night. I know a lot of you are going to be leaving to go buy bread and milk because the word has been in the forecast, that S word, but it's going to be nice and about 75 degrees for everybody to come back out Thursday night for UTEP. But Coach is here, came in on two wheels.
Yes, sir.
The job of a head coach never ends.
Never ends. There's always something to do, but it's a good day, busy day, but glad to be doing this here tonight.
Right off the bat, want to send mahalo and aloha to the Warises, the McKnights, and the Witherspoons, who are all watching and listening out in Hawaii tonight, and they're spending a little quality time out there.
I know they're hating that.
I know they are. And
the fact that they chose to be out there when the snow and the sleet is headed our way was awful timing by them.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, I'll tell you, back in December, and reminded me of it because with Coach Stock back there, he was hanging out here tonight and supporting. The day that the team left to go to the Hawaii Bowl on the 19th, I left on the 22nd, the morning after we played Murray State. Yep. Thank you, Thomas. And left Nashville. It was 50 degrees. That was at 8 o'clock in the morning. 3 hours later, we land in Denver. It was 17 below zero. And then after that, we go from Denver to Honolulu. We land there. It was 80 degrees. So it was a 97-degree temperature change from Denver out there. And it's just one of those things you chalk up, adventures in athletic travel.
I know you loved it. I'm sure those families are loving it out there as well.
Speaking of travel, the Blue Raiders were able to get a flight out of Miami on Saturday night to get home, and a couple of interesting, barely by the skin of our teeth.
That was on two wheels as well.
And number one, as Murphy's Law would have it, with about a minute and a half left in the basketball game, I mean, it's moving along okay, but we all are
review at the monitor.
Yeah, we have about a 5-minute review for an inadvertent whistle of all things. And it pushed us. I think the game ended at 9:07. We had a 10:30 flight and had to get to the Miami airport, which was only about 12 to 15 minutes away. But it did put us in there, and we got a notice of a gate change. It put us at gate D51, and that is as far away as it sounds like it was.
Yes, it was. we got through security and had some running to do, and we ran all the way down. We barely made it, and we're getting on the flight.
The late Christmas present was that Western Kentucky was on the same flight coming home.
Yeah, we're getting on the flight, and the lady says, "Are you with the basketball team?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." And which one? And it dawned on me then that Western's probably on this flight as well. I said, "Is it Western Kentucky?" And she said, I don't know. I said, "Are they red and black?" I said, "Yeah, actually they are." It's like, holy moly. We're going to end this trip to Florida on a plane headed back to Nashville.
The thing was,
with the Hilltoppers, but
it was so late. Everybody was so tired. Everybody just wanted to either take a nap or watch a movie or whatever.
And like we said, though, last week, what was good, I know his teams wish they had better results just like we did, but Coach Stansberry was on the trip with his team, and he's back on the sideline coaching, and had a chance to speak with him for a while, and glad that he's on the mend. It's still struggling through some things, but still his doctors felt like he was well enough to get back on the sideline and start coaching again. So that was good to see him back around.
Yeah, it certainly was. And what's interesting is your team and that team, they know each other so well by as much as they play. And by the time we got to baggage claim, they were all,
hemming and hawing with each other.
Talking with each other and all of that. And I remember a trip about, 10, 12 years ago. We were coming out of Fort Lauderdale, same trip to Florida, but we had an early flight on Sunday morning coming home, and this was when we were playing double headers in the Sun Belt. And get to the airport, our men's team is there, our women's team is there, Western's men's team is there, and Western's women's team was there. So out of a Southwest jet of 150 seats, there were
about 100 of them.
About 100 of them were taken up by those 4 basketball teams, and there was no fisticuffs or anything, and we all got home safely.
We
which
did.
Was good.
And speaking of that trip, obviously, 2 tough losses for us, 2 tough losses for Western as well on the trip to Florida. And as I was talking with Coach Stansberry at baggage claim, once we got back to Nashville. This is not meant as any slight on those 2 schools or those 2 programs or the coaches that came before them. It's more of a compliment to who's there now. Stansberry said to me, he said, that trip to Florida ain't like it used to be.
That's correct.
Used to, you as long as you could make your flight, you felt like you were coming back with 2 wins. And he said, man, the job that those 2 coaches and their programs and how good they are, you don't have to go down there and play bad to come back on the wrong side of the scoreboard. And that was his point. He's like, man, I thought particularly in the FAU game, this was Coach Stansberry. I thought we played pretty good.
Yeah.
And got beat. And he said in years past when we played like that, you got that one going away. And obviously they're top 25 in the country, and FIU's got a good ball club as well.
Yeah, FIU does, and they've been unbelievably good at home. And that trip, like Rick said, he and I were talking about it coming down the concourse, is that he said the same thing. You go down there, you play a couple of games, you get a couple of wins, you get a little sun, and come home, everybody's happy. But that's kind of become the Bermuda Triangle. I mean, Middle has gone down there, and not come out like you wanted. Western has done the same thing. UAB has done the same thing.
Charlotte
did the same thing. And those 2 teams have –
Well, FAU, as we know, they haven't lost since November the 13th. They've won 21 or 22 in a row. We were preparing for both of those teams, watching FAU at FIU about a week or so ago.
And
with 3 minutes to go in the game, they're up 5.
FIU was.
They're up 5 and shoot a 3 right in front of their bench that would have put them up 8 with just a couple minutes to go. They miss it. It's a long rebound. FAU races it out, cuts it to 3. And so what could have been an 8-point game ends up being a 3-point game. And I think, I'll bring that up just
and it went into overtime.
Yeah, and FAU ends up getting out of there. Same thing with North Texas. North Texas is down 6 with 5 minutes to go and came back and won the game. And that's their 2 losses in league at FIU. They're 10-4 at home. It is their style is so different. It's a hard game, and they're good. They do a good job. So it's a hard road trip.
Yeah,
for sure.
it has become much harder. But as you mentioned, that's a credit to the 2 head coaches in particular who have upped that. How have they gone about being so much better this year? And it's not an overnight process.
Talk about FAU?
Both of them.
FAU is just, they've gotten old together.
They reminded me of our team a year ago that kind of had played together and then bounced on the scene in a big way.
Well, they've gotten old and played together, and then just the right couple of new pieces. They don't have very many new players. It's essentially last year's team. They did get a UConn transfer in Jalen Gaffney and Nick Boyd. Those are 2 guards. He was hurt last year and is able to play this year. So now all of a sudden you look up there and there's just experience, and they're old together, and they really share it. They shoot it. You can tell they've got good team chemistry on both sides of the ball. They don't turn it over very much because of their very good guard play. We thrive on turning teams over, and they had 7 turnovers. They just don't turn it over, and that's usually where we're good, turning you over, get out, playing transition, and we just didn't have very many of those opportunities against them.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, you play FIU, and they're not okay with turnovers because they're going to turn you over. I mean, they press way more than we do, and we press a pretty good amount. They press on every possession the whole game. I mean, it's a hectic game. They're going to throw bodies at you. They're really fast, particularly in the backcourt. Want to play just a game that you're not used to. That's again a credit to them. Just be unique in your style, so that teams, when they come play you, it's different than anything they've done all season. And because of how fast they play, I don't remember the exact numbers, but there were about 30-something turnovers between them and us, and they like that kind of game. We're going to turn it over 15, 16, 17 times, so says FAU, but so are y'all. And so we're going to make you shoot shots that you don't normally shoot. You're going to turn it over more than you normally do, and this is going to be foreign for you for the next couple of hours.
Yeah.
And it is. And all of a sudden you get over there, and it's totally different. And particularly when you're on the second game of that road swing as FIU, then now all of a sudden you've got 1 day to prepare for it. And you can't really you cannot mimic that the day in between games of FIU. You just played the night before against FAU, against a good team. So if you're going to mimic a full court up and down game by practicing that way on Friday, then come Saturday, your legs are toast, and you've got no chance. So you're getting ready to be thrown in the fire, and you're not used to it.
Yep, the opening segment tonight of Nick McDevitt Live is brought to you by the Murfreesboro Post, Rutherford County's local newspaper. Subscriptions to the Post are just $20 a year for 52 issues. Visit online at murfreesboropost.com today. More with Coach Nick McDevitt after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Introducing new Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda Variety Pack. You hear that? It's seltzer with the pop of soda, all with zero sugar. Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, the loudest flavors ever. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, IRC Beers, St. Louis, Missouri.
For close to a century, doctors and care teams at Ascension St. Thomas Rutherford have been dedicated to delivering compassionate, personalized care to Rutherford County and surrounding communities. We are leading the way with new services and healthcare options, and we continue to make significant investments in Rutherford County. In 2023, we're opening Tennessee's first neighborhood hospital at West Lawn, and expansions at our Rutherford Hospital campus are underway. Find all the care you need at ascension.org/St. Thomas Rutherford.
We're going to get into our routine with Daily Tennessee Jackpot. You got $1? Let's have some fun with it. Let's get those numbers going. How many are we picking? And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Let's go. All of us Tennesseans are having fun now. Let's play and play.
Work out a win with drawings every day when you play Daily Tennessee Jackpot. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
This holiday, whether you're roasting a Kroger Simple Truth turkey for 40 or making a Murray's Baked Brie for 2, whether you're baking a pie with fresh Cosmic Crisp apples like Grandma's or ordering private selection cream pies when Grandma's pie is all gone, Kroger has fast, fresh delivery and free pickup, so you can make holiday meals that bring you all together to create memories that last. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
Put Lee Company on your team to keep you and your family warm this season. Their expert technicians can perform a 22-point inspection and tune-up to ensure your HVAC system is good no matter how cold it gets. Their expert technicians can perform a 22-point inspection and tune-up to ensure your HVAC system is good to go no matter how cold it gets. And while you're at it, ask them how to get endless hot water by installing an energy-efficient tankless water heater. Schedule your appointment today at leecompany.com or give them a call at 615-867-1000. Lee Company, all you need.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing, update your information, and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
The Blue Raiders play here. WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna.
Welcome back into Nick McDevitt Live, and glad to have you with us here at the Boulevard. We're right across from campus at the corner of Middle Tennessee and East Main. Our favorite sports bar and grill here in Murfreesboro. Stop by. They've got daily lunch specials that you'll certainly enjoy. And, Coach, we kind of hit a bit of the overview there, but this weekend were games 21 and 22 on the schedule, and the first stop was at FAU in Boca Raton, and you got off to a nice start in that game. Oop, how about if I do that?
That helps. We did get off to a good start. I thought we had a chance to get out to a great start. They're such a good team and so disciplined. When they make mistakes or you force their hand into making mistakes, you've really got to capitalize on it. And early we were up 5-0. We were up 13-7, and the game got a little hectic for a few minutes on both sides. They turned it over. They didn't turn it over but 7 times for the game. Had a missed dunk. And those are the moments where you've got to capitalize on what they're doing wrong. And over the next couple of minutes, be up 17-7, be up 19-8, 19-9 because of how good that they are. And I thought we just turned around and too many moments just gave the ball right back to them. We were just as hectic. I'm sure they were amped up. It's the first time in school history that they were hosting a hosting a home game, it's redundant, hosting a game or playing a home game as a top 25 team. And so the crowd was, set a record for home attendance. It's loud. I mean, loudest it's that we've played in front of certainly all season. And so it was a great atmosphere, but you could tell it had them amped up a little bit too.
Yeah.
And those are the moments where you've got to take advantage of they're a little wild right now. I'm sure the crowd's got them amped up. Obviously, they've never played in front of a crowd that big because it was, as you said, an attendance record.
Yep.
So I was a little upset, and we're up 13-11. I was telling our players that, and some of them I'm sure were looking at me like I had two heads. Like, sheesh, we're on the road and we're up by 2. I just thought we could have been up 10.
Right.
And so
instead, they go on a 10-2 run right there and flip it around.
Well, my point is, if you go on that 10, when they go on that 10-2 run, it should have tied the game. Instead you're down 6, you're down 8. Our moment, they took advantage of when we were making mistakes. You've got to be able to take advantage when they're making mistakes, because the game it's going to be a game of runs. You just got to maximize your run when the opportunity presents itself. And a top 25 team isn't going to present you very many opportunities. And that was one where I thought that the opportunity was presented to us early in the game. And again, even though we were out 5-0 and up 13-7, I thought that was the moment, we could really get up here because they look, a little rattled, frazzled a little bit.
Yep, they were up 8 at the half. You cut it back to 3 twice in the second half, but couldn't get that possession with the ball to get it tied. And the mark of a veteran team, when
they don't let you.
They won't let you, and you got to, like you said, you got to 3 twice, and they answered the first time with a 3, and the second time with back-to-back baskets, and one of those was a 4-point play when the 3-point shooter hit the basket and got fouled. So they basically had, after you cut it to 3 the second time, they scored 6 straight. And right there you were
that's what good
uphill.
Teams do.
Yeah.
At big moments, they're going to have guys that make the play, whether they need a defensive stop or an easy bucket. They do rely a lot on the 3. They shot quite a few in our game and obviously made some big ones. The next 2 nights later against Western Kentucky, they took 38 threes.
Wow.
They were 13 for 38. And so they rely on it, but they make a bunch of them too. And because of that, they can go on big runs. I mean, they're going to keep shooting those threes. So all of a sudden, they go on a 9-0 run in a hurry because they make 3 straight threes, because it isn't going to be walk it up in a 9-0 run takes 4 or 5 minutes. That ball's going up and down the floor, and they're getting up threes. And if you're asleep, that's when they can, kind of get on you in a hurry.
Well, and the other thing that they do that's rather unusual is 3 of their top 4 leading scorers come off the bench, and including John L. Davis, not John letter L, Johnell, John L. Davis. He comes off the bench for 25, and he comes off the bench coming downhill.
Man, he is good. He and Elijah Martin will be there. If they're not all conference, they should be. John L. Davis is a first or second team all-league guy, Elijah Martin in as well, and they don't start. And we told our team, I think that in of itself should let you know how connected and bought in to roles and playing together, and this is about our team, that they are, that you can have their leading scorers and all-conference caliber players come off the bench.
Did you talk to Dusty and ask him why they do that? Because they have 2 starters that didn't score, and some guys are just comfortable in that role.
And one of those starters that didn't score is the transfer from UConn.
Right.
But what he also does is never turns it over and is a high assist guy. Going into our game, he had 51 assists and only 19 turnovers on the season. Well, he's a point guard. The ball's always in his hands, and he had 19 turnovers in 21 games. So averaging less than a turnover a game, with bringing the ball up the floor and spraying it out to shooters, and to transfer, from a program like UConn into FAU and be okay not scoring very much, says how much he's bought in, and he just got there.
Yeah.
And so that is kind of the secret sauce, if you will. It's not so secret, but you can just see it.
Yeah.
They are together, they play hard, and they're hard to beat, and you have to match that. You have to be together, and you got to play hard, because otherwise you're just asking yourself to just go in there and out-talent them. Well, to out-talent their toughness, you better have elite talent to not match that. And to their credit, they haven't found anybody that's done it since November.
Yep, they'll be back here on February 16th, which is a Thursday night, and it'll be all hands on deck that night, because they've been so far the class of the league.
Yes, they're 11-0. I was talking to him about a couple of their games. He said the thing is, it really is those small little details that has separated us this year. He said, I don't know if we're as high in the country as our rankings say, because he said we could very easily have an okay record, at least in league play. He said, because you look at the games and we could have easily lost 3 or 4. Yep. I said, yeah, you're right, but you haven't.
Yeah.
You guys, to their credit, they have found a way to win the close ones.
They have. And tonight's show brought to you in part by the Lee Company. Blue Raider fans, get ahead of the game with the best home services team in town. For your heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and home improvement needs, Lee Company is the team to call. 615-867-1000 or leecompany.com. We'll take a timeout from the Boulevard. More with the head coach, Nick McDevitt, after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Every week, our Blue Raiders go the extra mile to make sure they're at their very peak. At Sunbelt Bakery, they do the same thing to make sure their granola bars are at their peak. Every week, Sunbelt Bakery brings new batches of granola bars from their bakery to your neighborhood. That's why Sunbelt Bakery's granola bars taste like they just baked them. Because they did. Try a Sunbelt Bakery granola bar today and taste the difference. Sunbelt Bakery. Bakery fresh taste. No preservatives.
MT Dining is eating made easy. With more than 19 dining locations, you'll never run out of variety on campus. Whether it's Chick-fil-A, Steak and Shake, or Starbucks, we've got the brands you love right here. Need a quick snack or Scantron? Stop by one of the 6 pods on campus. And try out MT Dining's new Farm to Fork experience. Farmers Market now open. Located in the Student Union. Visit mtdining.com for more information, or visit our office in the Keithley University Center, room 202.
Blue Raider fans. With more local brews than ever before, you are sure to find a local favorite this season in the Blue Raider Beer Garden. Enjoy the thrill of the game at the Blue Raider Beer Garden and try our selection of brews from Cedar Glade Brews, Mayday Brewery, or Life is Brewing. All available for your tasting pleasure in the Blue Raider Beer Garden above Section D in the Murphy Center. Thank you, Cedar Glade Brews, Mayday Brewery, and Life is Brewing for your support of MTSU Athletics.
Hey, Blue Raider fans, Chip Walters here. Lightning's Locker Room, powered by Textbook Brokers, is the place to get your Blue Raider gear. Open Monday through Friday from 8 to 6 and Saturdays from 10 to 4. Lightning's Locker Room is just across the street from Floyd Stadium at 1321 Greenland Drive. It has all the MT polos, hoodies, T-shirts, hats, and all the other game day gear you'll ever need. See the selection online at mtsugear.com or at Gate 2A on game days. Lightning's Locker Room, the official game day provider, powered by Textbook Brokers.
You know that sound anywhere. It's the crisp crunch of that first nacho chip. With its perfect cheese to sour cream ratio sitting atop a layer of delicious beans, it's a sip away from perfection. That's what we're looking for. Add a delicious, refreshing Pepsi and we've achieved absolute nacho nirvana. Because while you can pile those nachos high with every spicy, cheesy, savory topping, there's no topping a cool Pepsi finish. Nachos, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Middle Tennessee Electric proudly supports the Blue Raiders, and we're proud to power the scoreboard lights at Murphy Center. When it comes to the electric service in the community, you can always trust MTE to do what's best for our members. We serve by providing affordable, reliable, safe electricity and outstanding member services. Here at MTE, we serve to make life better for our members and their communities. Visit MTE.com to learn more. And about that scoreboard, well, light it up, Blue Raiders.
The flagship station for Blue Raider sports, WGNS.
Welcome back to the Boulevard tonight for Nick McDevitt Live. And again, next week we will be here one more time. This week, the Blue Raiders are at home on Thursday night at 8 p.m. The game is on ESPNU against UTEP. And on Saturday afternoon at 5 p.m., it will be the second time around to take on the UTSA Roadrunners. Well, after the loss at FAU, you have, like you mentioned, have 48 hours to get ready and one day of prep against a very chaotic ball club. They, too, have really tough guards that like to bring it downhill. And those two freshmen they have, Hawkins and Gittens, they're both very they're very impressive.
They are. They're fast. They're good with the ball. They fit their style. They're just different. I'm
trying to figure out what their style is. It's rough around the edges. I know that.
Well, it's full court press the whole game, and so they're not going to let you just walk the ball up the floor and run sets. So for teams that run a lot of plays, it is an extremely out of your comfort zone kind of game because they're going to trap you. They're going to press you. They're going to run you out of that stuff. So you aren't going to be able to walk it up, look it over at your coach, see what play he wants to run, and then go on up the floor and go run it. They're not going to let you do that. And so if you have anybody on the floor that is bad at passing and catching the basketball, and that sounds a little odd. If you're a basketball player, you should be able to do that. But there's some that just aren't great at doing it in traffic and under duress. And when they're tired, they're going to make mistakes. And that's what they're counting on, that eventually it'll touch the guy's hands that will turn this thing over. And if not, he'll panic and shoot rush shots. So generally speaking, you're going to shoot tired rush shots and turn the ball over more than you're used to. And so it is a foreign game for what you're accustomed to, and that's how they try to beat you. Is you're not going to get to call play B, which everybody knows you come off this down screen and you're going to shoot it over here. You ain't going to get to run that play. So if you're making a three tonight, it's going to be out of the chaos of the game.
Yeah, and in that situation, do you run fewer sets and run your main motion or whatever it is.
Yes, but you also got to have some guys that could just go make some plays because they're kind of okay with the occasional 3-on-2 and 4-on-3 numbered breaks for your team. What they're counting on is pretty soon, even the guys that can pass it and catch it and go dunk it, they'll start playing with some fatigue, and they won't press it up the floor quite as fast. Or all of a sudden that's a little bit of an errant pass on the lob, or the guy jumping for the lob is a little tired and his legs feel like rubber and he doesn't go up and get it. And so now you're making errors that you normally don't. And so you're not going to get to just run traditional offense, go up and run motion. That is a part of it. That is a part of it, but far less than any other game you play.
Yeah, and one of the other things too is, and you use your press, it's not always to force turnovers.
Correct.
But with that 30-second shot clock, if they force you to use 9.5 seconds of that, then you're short on time once you get into the offensive end, and you've got to get yourself together, get connected, and all of that. So there are multiple reasons why they do it, why you guys do it, and that's just the way it works.
That is the way it works. That is the why for doing it.
Yeah.
Is get into your legs, get into your scout a little bit, make you play deeper into your bench than you normally do because you've got some tired players, because the game is like that. You know, for teams that normally play about 7 or 8 deep, and some guys are playing 35, 38 minutes, that game's a hard one.
Yeah, and like, for instance, I'll give a little thing. I won't say if you see Coach give this hand signal, that means they're not trying to force turnovers, but it's going to be a press that makes them use time.
Or if you make an offensive mistake, we are going to pounce on it. We are going to pounce on it, and they're in the same boat.
But your diamond press is a different, because you're looking to force turnovers out of that.
Well, we're looking to take advantage of mistakes. We're
Right.
either going to make you take some time, or, you know, if you make a mistake, that we're there to pounce on it. So just trying to give different looks, and they do that. Man, they give a lot of different looks defensively.
Again, down the stretch at FIU, you got it to 2 at 66-64, and it was one of those where you felt like in that comeback, if you could ever get the lead and ever get it tied, but it didn't work out that way, and they go ahead and push it back out to 6 or 8, and then we had
there were two instances. I mean, it was 66-64, and again, that game, we kept telling our players, like, there's going to be big swings in this game. You can't get bothered when you're down 8 or 9.
But they had a swing come at the wrong time there.
It's going to go the other way. It will go – the pendulum will swing this way, and it will go back in their favor. That's going to be the style of this game. And it was. And it's a 2-point game with 4 to go. And
they scored 10 straight.
And we had a terrific defensive possession. And at the shot clock buzzer, the kid throws one right up in the air, and it goes through. We come out of the under 4 timeout, and at 2 seconds on the shot clock – T blocks a 3-point attempt. It goes up in the air. The kid jumps up and grabs his own blocked shot and heaves one at the basket. And dang, if he didn't make it too.
I know. That was the one from where I was sitting.
Back to back.
When that happens, you know, the basketball whatevers are looking right there and said, you're not going to get that one tonight.
Yeah, just all of a sudden you're down 8.
Yeah.
And you're chasing it the rest of the game. You've got to they've got to turn it over. They got to make some mistakes. They've got to turn it over or miss free throws, and you've got to score almost every time. And that is possible. And you've got to keep playing. And we were scoring, and we were fouling. They kept making free throws.
Yep.
And so it kind of once those two were kind of the difference of the game. It was right there in the balance, and T gets another inch of it, and he blocks it over that kid's head out of bounds or the other end of the floor, and it's a shot clock violation. Instead, it pops it straight up in the air.
Right back to him. It was crazy.
I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Someone get their 3-point shot attempt blocked, get his own ball back, and shoot it again.
And he kind of caught it in motion.
Yes.
And it was like a one-timer.
The buzzer's about to go off.
Yeah.
Shot 2 threes in 2 seconds.
Yep.
It's hard to do.
Yep, it is. It is. FIU wins it 82-74, and they will be coming to Murfreesboro on the 18th of February for a 5 o'clock game. The FAU game, by the way, will be a 6 o'clock tip-off on CBS Sports Network. So we will dive into the roster here a little bit. We've got some statistical things to talk about as we are right at the halfway point in the conference race. So stick with us. Nick McDevitt Live continues from the Boulevard on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
The way we do work has changed. Where we work, how we work, and the day-to-day challenges we face as businesses have evolved. As organizations continue to adapt, RJ Young is here to help. We're your one-stop for technology solutions that power your business. Whether it's office technology and equipment, managed IT services, business process outsourcing, or digital communications, we can help make your workflows easier, faster, and more efficient so your team can focus on the core of your business. To learn more about what RJ Young can do for you, visit themodernoffice.com.
Hi, this is Coach Nick McDevitt. Ascend Federal Credit Union is the proud sponsor and exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Visit Ascend's branch just off campus at 2316 East Main Street or any of their 3 other Murfreesboro locations. You can also keep track of your accounts and deposit checks on the go with Ascend's mobile app. For a complete list of services, ATMs, and locations, visit ascend.org. Ascend is federally insured by the NCUA.
Hey Blue Raider fans, this is Dr. Mark Hardison with Middle Tennessee Oral and Implant Surgery. We are so proud to be able to serve the Blue Raider teams and their families when they need wisdom teeth removed, dental implants, or other specialty oral care. Our mission is to provide health care as it should be, providing compassion, availability, and excellence to every one of our patients. We deeply appreciate the support of your business as we join in supporting our team. Let's go Blue!
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in treating Middle Tennessee State University athletes. Experts in bones, joints, and muscles, and with more than 60 specialists in locations across Middle Tennessee, TOA has a playbook to get you back in the game. To request an appointment, visit us at TOA.com or give us a call at 855-NEED-TOA. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, or TOA, the official team doctors for Blue Raider Athletics.
Hey basketball fans, this is Coach McDevitt, and I want to talk some trash. No, not about the game. I want to talk about the litter problem on our roadways. Did you know that the Tennessee Department of Transportation spends over $23 million every year just to pick up litter? There's over 100 million pieces of litter on our roadways at any given time, making our state unsightly and unsafe. Litter harms our highways, waterways, even our wildlife. So let's do something about it. Don't litter, remind others not to, and report littering when you see it. We can beat litter, but only if we're all on the same team. Join the movement today. Visit NobodyTrashesTennessee.com and go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU Athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company. For 82 years, Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name in heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. Call 1-888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com. The Blue Raiders on News Radio WGNS.
Welcome back into the Boulevard tonight for Nick McDevitt Live. Our show brought to you in part by Tri-Green Equipment. At Tri-Green, they know the value of teamwork. They have the tractor packages with implements you need. Get started online at TriGreenEquipment.com and score a new John Deere tractor package at a comfortable low monthly price. Tri-Green Equipment, a tried and true partner of Blue Raider Athletics. I know Bob is going to be mowing his lawn here soon, so he'll be taking advantage of that. Coach, a couple things I wanted to bring up, just kind of headlines around campus as it gets to be a busy time of year. Starting with Blue Raider basketball alum Freddie Allen, who a lot of the old heads around here will remember Freddie, who played for Coach Jimmy Earl. He will be inducted into the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame in April. So his home state, that's where he came here from, and obviously he made a mark while he was there.
No doubt about it. Anytime you're being inducted to any Hall of Fame, you've left your mark and left a legacy, and obviously he's done that as well. Again, it doesn't really matter what level or where. If some folks around you think that much about you. You've done some big-time things.
Also on campus while we were gone, the groundbreaking for the Student Athlete Performance Center took place last Thursday. And give folks an idea of what that building and that portion of and it's going to be many layers to it, but that building in itself is going to touch every student athlete on campus. How will it affect your program?
I think it's a game changer. I mean, where it's going, first of all, everybody's going to see it. Yeah. I mean, the Murphy Center is truly the doorstep to the university. A lot of folks talk about, the front porch is your athletic department. It's what's out front all the time. It's in the news. It's people are in the know. They're interested in what you're doing. And not just our team, but our actual facility is right there at the corner of Middle Tennessee Boulevard and Greenland, and a beautiful new facility.
And that was done on purpose.
Yeah,
50
and now,
years ago
absolutely
to be there.
And an iconic building. The Murphy Center's got new glass in it, and to be able to add that performance center to the end zone of Floyd Stadium is really going to make that entrance great, beautiful, exciting to see it. But the student athletes that get to use it are going to have state-of-the-art amenities. But it also, for us specifically, right now, I'm sure our football team's one of the only football teams in the country. They may be the only one that their locker room is in the basketball facility. They don't have one in the football stadium. And so now just to have a weight room and a workout facility and an athletic training room and locker rooms over there, all that stuff now opens up space for basketball. And
There will be a domino
Rick's,
effect.
There's a big domino effect to where it just is. It means now that every other program not only has access to use that facility, which is going to be awesome, but it just the domino effect of being able to kind of spread out where you are and start using what spaces that are right now allocated to football will then trickle down to others, and things that we've used will trickle down to others. So it's everybody will benefit from it, and we're excited to get construction underway and get that thing up. And I know the fans will enjoy seeing it and being able to utilize what they can as well out of it.
Hey, it's going to be nice walking around construction fences for about 18 months. That's a sign of progress
No
right there.
doubt.
So,
pardon the dust. Shoot, if there's some, that's the good kind of dust that's being tossed around. It doesn't mean you're dormant. It means stuff's happening.
A couple of other events going on this week on campus. On Wednesday night, as we mentioned, Coach Stock was here a little bit earlier. The signing day celebration will be on Wednesday at 5:30. That is a BRAA event, and it will be in the Hall of Fame building. And then on Friday, it will be the 50th Groundhog Day luncheon for Blue Raider baseball. And if you haven't gotten your tickets or tables yet, you can do that through the ticket office. And it'll be the first one for Coach Jerry Myers. And he's I think anybody going into that event for the first time, especially with that name on it, is a little bit apprehensive, but he'll be just fine.
He will be just fine. I've had the fortune of attending several of those, obviously, and they're fun. It's different, but it is definitely something that is unique to Middle Tennessee baseball. I know our fans enjoy it. I'm sure Steve Smith, our Board of Trustees chair, obviously a huge supporter and fan of baseball, as we all know the reasons why, and I know he enjoys that. But it is a unique event with a unique menu. For the event. It's different, but it's fun.
Yep. Get ready for the ham hock white beans and tomato salad coming up on Friday. Comings and goings, just a couple of little odd notes here. You grew up in North Carolina.
Yes.
And one of the people that had to make an impact on your basketball life was Billy Packer. And all of us who watched, especially when he and Dick Enberg and Al McGuire, first it was Enberg and McGuire. They actually did the games on NBC from this building in 1979 when the regional was here. But once that three got together, Billy Packer was just one of those guiding voices and was a huge part of what college basketball is.
No question. It just brought more attention to the sport we all love. And you could close your eyes and hear that voice, and there are some that just have that sound, and he was one of them.
And he passed away this weekend.
Passed away this week, has left his mark on it. Actually got to meet and get to know Billy Packer several times, over the last 10 or 15 years. My college coach and the guy I worked for a long time at UNC Asheville, Eddie Biedenbach, was a great player in the ACC at NC State, won a national championship with Norm Sloan as an assistant coach. And because of his deep ties in North Carolina at NC State and in the ACC, he and Billy Packer knew each other very well, obviously. And so Coach Biedenbach used to always have a celebrity golf tournament when he was at Asheville and would invite Billy to come. And he came every year, never missed, and would tell old stories about calling this game and calling that game. And, man, you could just sit there for hours and listen to this guy talk ball about some of the best players that have ever played the game. And so that was a lot of fun hearing those stories growing up as a 20-something-year-old assistant coach and hearing Eddie and Billy talk about those kind of players and those kind of teams.
Absolutely. And also today, on a little bit lighter note, very famous basketball coach has a birthday today. Can you guess who it is?
No.
The head coach of the Hickory Huskers, Norman Dale.
Hoosiers, for those that don't know.
He turned 93 today.
Really?
Yes, he did. So anyway, so there's that. And we can just kind of a nice little grab bag of things here in that segment. We'll take a break, be back with more with Coach Nick McDevitt after this. You're listening to Nick McDevitt live on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Hey Blue Raiders fans, the Mint Gaming Hall Kentucky Downs is a proud partner of your Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. For good times and big wins, the Raiders and the Mint Gaming Hall deliver both. Located close by in Franklin, Kentucky, the Mint Gaming Hall is your spot for great food, cold drinks, and big jackpots. Ready for dinner? The all-new Iron Steakhouse awaits you. Come hungry and be prepared to be impressed. Check out themintgaming.com for all the details. Get your big hit today.
Hey basketball fans, this is Coach McDevitt. It's never lost on Window World that your home is your largest physical investment. Window World's integrity will be noticed from your very first moment of contact. The clean, professional installation of premium windows, siding, doors, and more are designed to last while leaving your home looking amazing. Window World and their lifetime warranty will always be there when it really matters. They're America's most trusted remodeler and a proud partner of MTSU Athletics because the difference is integrity and always in the details.
Las Casas Drugs is a proud sponsor of Blue Raider Athletics, located at 4702 Las Casas Pike, just minutes from Murfreesboro. Las Casas Drugs strives to provide all of your pharmaceutical needs in that hometown atmosphere you deserve. Family-owned and operated, Las Casas Drugs offers free delivery, immunizations, drive-through window, gift shop, merchandise, and medication management programs. Come by and see how we can make a difference. And go Blue Raiders.
You buy something because you found it at a low price, and soon you realize it's no bargain because you really needed something better. It happens all the time, especially with car insurance. But the good news is you can get the right coverage at the right price. Just talk to me, State Farm Agent Bud Morris. I'll help you get the right coverage at a price that's right for you. Call me at 893-1417 today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Bud Morris, providing insurance and financial services.
Whether you go online or go in person, City Auto in Murfreesboro is where you go to see a gazillion cars and choose the one that's right for you. And there's no better time to go than now because we have a bigger, brand new facility. It's the easy, comfortable, convenient way to find what you're looking for. Remember, cityauto.com is where you go to find your car online. And the all-new City Auto campus in Murfreesboro is where you go to see it in person. Go now, and we'll see you there.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
The Blue Raiders on News Radio WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna.
Welcome back into Nick McDevitt Live. A little clarification, it is Gene Hackman's 93rd birthday, not the fictional Norman Dale. But anyway, happy birthday to him. All right, had a question, a couple of questions in. Number one, makeup of the roster. How many seniors this year? How many will go through senior day?
Don't know, because there are because of COVID, there's one guy that does not have eligibility left at the end of this season, and that is DeAndre Dishman. There are other guys who, with their schoolwork, are seniors. With their eligibility, they are not seniors. Jalen Jordan has already graduated from college and is taking grad classes, but he still has more years to play. And Eli Lawrence will also graduate in May, has another year of eligibility. So there are guys from a academic standpoint who are either seniors or have already been seniors, and then there are guys who still have eligibility. So a little bit of both. So the senior thing, it's a little tricky, and that's why just figuring out your roster and who's a sophomore and who's a junior, and like for instance, Nick Boyd at FAU, his true freshman year was when COVID year. His second year, he was hurt. This year is his third year at FAU. He's a freshman.
Wow. And we're going to cycle through.
Jared Jones, for us, has been here 3 years. He's a sophomore.
Yeah.
He played a year at Northwestern. His first year here was COVID. It didn't count. Last year, he redshirted because he was hurt. This is only the second year that is counted against his eligibility. So he's a senior academically. He's been in college 4 years. Eligibility-wise, he is a sophomore and has this year and 2 more left. So it is a wild thing right now until kind of that COVID year comes off the books for so many players that are out there.
And that's going to be cycled through here in the next couple of years.
It will take a couple more years.
Yeah. Larry also wanted to know, was it you or Wes who taught Elias how to hit the ref without getting a technical? Because,
man,
Elias King, almost laid Rick Crawford out.
He got him.
And on the follow-through and a spin after he –
as soon as he turned around, just inadvertently, he's holding his hand up, running back, and as soon as he turns around defensively, his elbow caught Rick Crawford right square in the side of his head. And it
staggered him.
It did stagger him. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Went back and watched it on film, and he was staggering and then went to his knees, and he got him pretty good.
I'll tell you, in that state of mind, he would have had a very hard time answering
I didn't teach
5
him
random questions. But thank goodness you are of sound mind tonight. We're going to do this one because tomorrow is National Backward Day. We're going to ask the questions in reverse order. Number 5, tomorrow's also National Chocolate Day. What is your favorite way to consume chocolate?
Not at all. I
was waiting. Thank you.
I do not eat chocolate.
I know.
I don't eat chocolate. My kids and my wife make up for the chocolate that I do not eat, but not eating chocolate.
All right.
Have it in 30 years.
I know. I put that one on a T for you. Number 4, do you ever have weird dreams?
Yes. So does I think Katie thought you were talking to her.
Yeah,
she definitely has some weird dreams. She tells us about them. Yeah, I think everybody does.
Okay. What was the last show you binge watched?
Last show I binge watched?
Mm-hmm.
I love watching NCIS New Orleans. I love those kind of shows. Law and Order. There's 456 episodes of Law and Order, and I think I've seen them all.
Ching ching.
Oh,
there we
man,
go.
when I hear that noise, it just makes me feel some kind of way.
Yeah.
That's the greatest.
I tell you, on the way back from
Jack McCoy.
Yeah.
I love that show.
I like CSI Miami where he pulls off the sunglasses.
I'm just particular. I don't watch as much of the Law and Order SVU or the other NCIS versions, but the NCIS New Orleans and the original Law and Order, those are my 2 shows. I'll watch it any time of day.
Okay, number 2.
Or night.
What is your favorite meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
I love breakfast.
Yeah.
I do love breakfast. I like eggs. I like bacon. Even for lunch. Had that yesterday for lunch.
And
Nice.
when you and Wes Long start arguing about how the bacon is cooked.
But yes,
there's
that's
a big
always
debate
a debate
over that every trip.
crispy bacon or the flimsy, like it's just out of the package. That's not bacon. Like he tells me basically you're eating a large version of bacon bits. It is just crispy, crunchy, and that's the way I like bacon.
All right,
crispy.
That's the way.
It should be able to
he likes it.
stand up on its own.
All right, number one, and I'm putting another one on the tee for you right here. What's your most prized possession?
My family.
There you go.
That's easy.
Right here they are.
Right here. Right here.
All right. That's a good one. 5 random questions for the coach, and don't forget to go out and celebrate National Chocolate Day tomorrow. We'll take a timeout. Back to wrap it up with Nick after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic is proud to be the official medical group of MTSU Athletics. We all win big when we work as a team for better health. Just like MTSU's athletes and coaches, our healthcare professionals work tirelessly to make our community proud. At MMC, we really are true blue. MTSU is our hometown team, and your health is our mission. Visit mmclinic.com or call us at 615-893-4480.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
What?
Hey, I can hold my liquor.
I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
At Tri-Green Equipment, they know the value of teamwork. They have the tractor packages with implements you need. Get started online at TriGreenEquipment.com and score a new John Deere tractor package at a comfortable, low monthly payment price. Tri-Green Equipment is a tried and true partner of MTSU Athletics. Go Blue.
I'll be listening for your getting out music.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
The Blue Raiders play here. News Radio WGNS.
Welcome back to the Boulevard of Final Time. Tonight we are steamrolling into the second half of the conference season. This week the Blue Raiders are at home for UTEP, who comes in with a record of 4-6 in the league. UTSA 1-11. This league is about winning your home games and going and seeing how many you can steal on the road.
No doubt about it. The league is so stacked together. You know, obviously FAU's kind of stuck their nose out in front. UTSA's kind of lagging behind, and then the other 9 teams are all stacked on top of each other. In a matter of a weekend, you can go from 3rd to 8th or from 8th to 4th and anything in between. And with particularly the way the league tournament, the conference tournament is set up this year, 1 through 5 have to win 3 games. If you're 6 through 11, you got to win 4 to win that tournament. And 4 games in 4 days is a lot to ask of yourself. Obviously, 3 games in 3 days is tough enough.
Right.
And so the difference between being the 5 and the 6 is there's a lot riding on it. And right now, if I'm not mistaken, 5 and 6 are tied. They got the same record. And so it'll come down to tie-break situations. So every game's got a lot riding on it. And all these coming up they're the same boat.
Yep, they are. We'll see you on Thursday night at the Murphy Center, Middle and UTEP. 8 o'clock tip. Join us then. For the coach, Chip Walter, saying thanks for being with us and good night.
This has been Nick McDevitt Live. Blue Raider basketball is presented by Bud Light. It's for the fans.